Hi, I'm Becky Brune. Welcome to my September vlog post. Today I'm talking about capturing video with my Insta360 Go. And this is the video camera. It's very small, it's waterproof. It came with a bunch of doodads. It's magnetic, so you can put it into like a holder. And there's some that hook onto bikes, and they hook onto ski poles and to hats. It's the kind of camera used by skateboarders and climbers and sitcom spies. That night that this came, it was Ward's birthday. Last year I made Ward a gigantic wedding cake for his birthday, and 2 men had to come down and carry it up. This year, I put the Insta360 onto a little necklace and wore it around my neck and carried up the cake. Here's the thing though, the camera has no buttons on it and no settings. And there's no screen, there's no monitor screen, so you don't know what you're pointing it at or what you're capturing until afterward. And it was in the fisheye format, which I'm not really sure how it got into that format. But the experience was kind of disappointing. And I ended up just sort of putting the camera aside for a while. A significant barrier to videography is expense. Cameras are expensive, lenses are expensive, audio equipment is expensive, software is expensive, editing software, and then also you have to buy subscriptions. I have a subscription to a place where I can get music and sound effects. So I'm pretty careful when I'm buying new equipment. I have a budget and I read reviews, and if it's something really expensive, I will sometimes rent it before I buy it. Just as trying to avoid mistakes, although I have had some mistakes. Early on, I ordered this huge lighting system. It was way too much, way too big for me, and I did end up returning that. I also was upsold a very heavy video tripod, so I ended up exchanging it for a less heavy one. I also bought some lens filters that I really wanted to use, but I just have never used them. And then the lav mics that I bought and used actually for quite a while ended up being just more work than they were worth. But I had this feeling that the Insta360 Go was going to be worth having. So I grabbed the little camera when I was running out the door to meet Julia to talk about our filmmaking project.
We don't actually know if we're on camera right now.
No, it's true.
We can't tell.
It's true. And we won't know until I get home and plug it into my computer. And when we were filming later, I did use the Insta360 to create a kind of door peephole effect. But I couldn't get it to do with what I had done that first time with the fisheye. I ended up having to sort of create that in my video editing software afterwards. My friend Elaine and her daughter were in town, and so I brought along the Insta360 to the Snoqualmie Tunnel hike that we did together. We pulled into the parking lot and I pulled out the camera. I remembered that I still did not know how to use it. Super annoying. And a dark tunnel is not the place to learn. The camera vibrated and made all kinds of sounds, but I really didn't capture any video on the way out through the tunnel. I captured video on the other end and then on the way back. I did put together a 1-minute video from the dribs and drabs of footage that I did manage to get, and you can watch it. It's either up there or it might be in the comments. So I brought the 360 to a family dinner, and I thought it'd be really fun for each of the family members at the party to take the camera and do something with it. But I forget that my family just isn't that into videoing or being videoed. So my nephew did put it onto his hat, and I did put it into some water and kind of spun it around a little bit. But basically, it's really not that fun of an activity for my family. I also took the 360 to a karate class. So it was just a secondary camera. I just kind of waved it around and captured some video of them while they were performing their kata. Last weekend, I took the 360 to a wedding. I did leave it on a lot of the time at the wedding. It's not a good thing to be trying to capture the speeches with, but I did actually get some interesting shots by just sort of being patient and not expecting the camera to do anything in particular. So I'm not giving up on my Insta360. It is basically a camera that I'm not going to depend on for a particular kind of shot or even any shot. It will be like a secondary B-roll. Is there C-roll or D-roll? Z-roll? But just footage that is not necessary, but that there might be something interesting in there. These, with a pole and this kind of a camera, can simulate a drone, because with a stick you can kind of smoothly take it up into the air and away from the subject, and it looks a little bit like a drone. And just sort of playing with it and letting it be another eye, and that the footage might be usable afterwards. See, I honestly don't know if it's taking video right now or not.